Hey everyone, it's Presley of ActOutGames.com here, and today I'm going to be interviewing Arryn Zech, who is the voice of Blake from RWBY.
Hello.
So I'm super duper excited to be talking to you. Thank you for taking a couple of minutes out of your day to talk to me.
Oh my goodness, no, thank you for having me.
Alright, so let's get started. So I've been a huge anime fan for a very, very long time, and we've always watched Japanese subbed, we've always watched anime that's subbed in English. And RWBY is the first English thing we've ever watched, and we're really loving it so far. Is it intimidating to make a American anime?
I actually never really thought about it, to be honest. There's a lot of controversy on whether or not it's an anime or not. I mean, obviously, to my heart, it's going to be an anime. So I don't think it's intimidating. I think it's really exciting, especially knowing where it's going, you know.
Have you watched the Japanese dubs of RWBY, and what do you think of the Japanese version of yourself?
I've only seen the trailer and the teaser stuff they do for Japan. We saw it at RTX last year, and I'm so excited. It was so weird to hear someone with kind of my lower register with her, and it wasn't me, and it wasn't my language, so it was really exciting, but it was also really strange.
Yeah, you can see how that would feel like. Were you an anime fan before you started making RWBY?
I was, but I definitely didn't know as much about anime as I do now. Yeah, I watched kind of more like Inuyasha sort of thing, and now I'm more, I think, into the odder part of the culture.
What shows do you watch now?
There's Akira and Squid Girl, Hunter x Hunter. I need to watch Ghost in the Shell because I've heard that one's really good, and especially I think they're coming out with a movie here pretty soon.
Hunter x Hunter is one of our favorite animes.
Yeah, it's so fun. It started off with like a really interesting concept, so it was a lot of fun to watch how it progressed from the beginning to where it is now.
Yeah. So Blake is a really interesting character because she has a great backstory and she hides her emotions, but you can still kind of tell what's going through her head. What does it feel like to play Blake?
It was very difficult. I love her so much now, but it was definitely a challenge to figure her out and find where she was and portray how she was feeling without giving too much away, because she really is that kind of to herself, very safe, secluded kind of person. So it was fun, and I love her.
Did you know Blake's backstory when you did the first few episodes, and how much did you consider it while voice acting?
I did. I didn't know the extent of everything, but I did know that she had the history that was told whenever she told everyone about the White Fang and all of that. So I knew that. I didn't take that too much into consideration because I think for her she was trying to let it go. I don't think she was trying to be like loud or anything like that. She was just trying to stop, put it all behind her, and just be part of the crowd. So I feel like if I had done that, then she would have probably been far too intense than she is now, and maybe not quite as relatable, you know?
Yeah. So I was lucky enough to voice act an animated video about Ada Lovelace. When I was in the booth, it was a little bit scary how quiet it was and not to be able to hear anything. How do you feel when you're in the booth and you're voice acting for Blake?
It's so weird going into a booth because, I mean, you can go, there are some really big ones for like ADR for television where they just redub what they've already said, and those are just giant rooms with this giant screen and there's so much space. But then the booths for voice acting are just tiny little boxes, and so it's kind of funny walking in with just this ultimate silence that kind of hum in your ear.
Yeah.
So it's kind of odd that nothing carries, but I mean, it's fun.
Yeah. When you do a heavy action scene, like the food fight at the beginning of season 2, do you try and act out what Blake is doing, and do you actually feel like you're there and doing what she's doing?
Oh, there's no way I can do that in that tiny little room. The process that is taken for that is that they'll do the lines for it, and then at the very end of the session we'll do the efforts, which are the noises that you make whenever like you hit something or you fall, that kind of thing. So it was definitely a bit separate. It was put into little chunks that you would do one bit and then do it later.
I read about you traveling to Australia. First of all, it's really brave to follow your dreams like that. And second of all, as a family, we decide to take one international trip a year so we can see how traveling like that can open up your mind. We were wondering, are you still planning to travel? And if so, where are some places you're planning on going?
That's a really good idea, actually, doing all of that. I actually have a few plans for this year to go to a few places. I just got back from Toulouse. Wasn't there for very long. But I'm also going to London and Germany and France again and Australia again this year. So I'm super, super excited to have the opportunity to go to all of these
Those
places.
sound like so cool places to go.
Yeah, no, they're beautiful, beautiful countries.
I saw an interview where you described Blake's walk as the sassiest walk, and I just wanted you to know, I love the word sassy. Sassy is like the best word
It
ever.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way you could describe it.
Yeah. So I'm doing a panel at Salt Lake City's Fan Expo in a couple of weeks, and I'm really excited about
Oh my
it.
goodness.
It's about the future of fandom and what fandoms will look like. It's so easy now for someone to go out and make amazing content. Like Rooster Teeth started as just a couple of guys in Austin who decided to make videos. And there's like Freddie Wong and the Night Vale people as well who make so many amazing little things. On one side, we're getting a lot of amazing content, but on the second side, since there's so much content, everything is so spread out. Do you think that that trend will continue, or do you think we'll find a way for people to find the best content that they like the most out of all of the new stuff that's constantly coming out?
I think that it's always going to be saturated, and I think it will almost always be difficult to find stuff. I mean, it's kind of like Netflix. Everything is on Netflix right now, and you'll always know what you want to watch, but eventually you just get to the bottom of the barrel and you just can't find anything because there's just so much. So on one hand, it's really good that there's so much opportunity to see all of these things, but on the other hand, it's like, well, then I can't find that one specific thing that I want. But I think that makes it more special when you do, because then it's just like, "Ugh, this is awesome. I need more of this," you know?
So it looks like you deleted your YouTube channel when you moved. Do you have any plans for coming back to YouTube? I love YouTube, and it's a super important part of my life. So do you think you're going to come back?
Honestly, I don't think so. I'm instead of focusing my career towards the internet and the internet-based thing that's going on there, I felt like it would be easier to be more focused on myself and what I want to do and the craft of acting if I didn't have that internet personality. So if I want to audition for something and someone looks me up on the internet, they'd see this character that I do online that isn't the character that they want me to be. So I felt like that might be a bit of an issue.
If people want to know more about you, where should they go?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. Really? Not anymore. It's kind of funny how that works. Pushing away from the internet and suddenly, like, you don't share so much. I guess, yeah, I don't know. Google me. I'm on Twitter.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking a couple minutes to be interviewed.
No, thank you so much. It was very nice to meet you, Presley.
Nice to meet you too.